Love Lies Bleeding is a new A24 movie directed by Rose Glass and stars Kristen Stewart. So, I was really excited for this movie. I think a lot of people were. The marketing really made it seem like something that was up my alley. I kept getting recommended it from other people, and I saw ads for it on my For You page, on my YouTube, and on my other socials. We've definitely already established my clear affinity for A24 and the product that they have been consistently pushing as of late. And it had the writing on the wall for just another banger, another movie that I knew I was going to like. And also, despite not being in love with her debut Saint Maud, there was a clear potential in her filmmaking with Rose Glass. So, how did Love Lies Bleeding turn out? Love Lies Bleeding gave me exactly what I wanted from the premise. It was dark, it was intense, it was riveting, it was stylish, it was wacky, it was well performed. Every element that made the trailer look so cool was just oozing out of every nook and cranny of Love Lies Bleeding. Kristen Stewart gives her most personal and riveting performance to date. We all knew that what she was doing in Twilight didn't define who she was as an actress, but here she just steps up into another plane. She really makes the movie and the character her own, and gives a more human aspect to this very strange movie. The camera kind of acts as the movie's personality, purposefully keeping you at bay during the more out there moments. I feel like you're always wanting to see a little bit more, but it's kind of leaving that up to your imagination, and leaving you to fill the blanks, but not in a cheap or inconclusive way at all. And I loved how active it was. Rose Glass and her cinematographer really did a great job of composing the shots for this movie. Glass's bending of reality, and not only her direction but her writing as well, was fascinating. I felt that this movie took risks with its storyline, and the way it played with your senses a lot, and the way that it played with what's real and what's the character's imagination, what maybe was your imagination. I loved that she was able to mold that perfectly. We saw elements of that in Saint Maud, and I felt like they kind of made the movie weaker and more all over the place, and I think it really, really, really works here. The disjointed nature of the story really felt necessary. I felt like these characters and the world that Rose Glass was building needed to be a little more unconventional, needed something, a bit more to chew on, but it was also in a very digestible way, and it was very easy to follow. So I think, once again, Rose Glass really, and her screenwriting partner, I forget their name, really towed the line so well between, abstract storytelling and straightforward neo-noir. Another thing I really wanted to mention about this movie is the soundtrack. It really acted as the pulse of some of these scenes, breaking and creating the tension when needed. It was really riveting and really took that whole 80s synth pop aesthetic that has been so overdone and so beaten into the ground at this point, and added something new, which was so refreshing and so cool to see. I felt like Love Lies Bleeding was an absolute home run for Rose Glass. My only real gripe with the movie is some of the dialogue felt like first draft lines, and the delivery was a little noticeably awkward. There were just several moments where I was noticing actors not necessarily flub on their lines, but kind of awkwardly push them out, and that is definitely the sign of weak and wooden lines, not really the actor's fault. So that was kind of my only real gripe with the film, the only thing that I could notice that was very apparent as being a flaw. Love Lies Bleeding is a kind of movie that doesn't necessarily really get made anymore. It's very westerny. It takes a lot of risks in its storytelling. It's weird. It's out there. It's a neo-noir. It feels like something that you would find on the Criterion Channel very late at night from the 70s that you never heard of. And I love that this movie tapped into that very distinct moment in storytelling and in film. It's stylish. It's super fun, but it's also very dark and get your blood pumping a lot. So I'm gonna give Love Lies Bleeding a strong A. This is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite movie of the year so far. It's kind of in between this and Dune 2. So yeah, that's my quick review for Love Lies Bleeding. I'm filming this. We're about to go to a friend's birthday party. It's in Cam's room, if you haven't noticed.
So fun.
Yeah, Cameron is right over there. And yeah, other than that, best of the year list is coming out next. And a lot of movies are releasing next week. So look forward to that. And I will see you guys in the next video.